How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I am your host, FaZe Crypto, and today is July 23rd, 2019. I figured that we would dedicate some time to talking about Cardano. I really consider these videos about Cardano to be sort of a public service announcement. I have come to the conclusion that it's up to the crypto community to provide the education in regards to the future of decentralized public blockchain, and I think that Cardano really is a look into the future in terms of what we can expect to see. Now, when we want to look at the natural progression of how cryptocurrency has come along up until this point, we started off with Bitcoin, digital gold. People got used to the concept, and then of course Ethereum with smart contracts, and essentially I would say that Cardano is all the other cryptocurrencies rolled into one, not really to be confused with something like Libra, that crypto the digital asset essentially that Facebook's working to bring out is essentially a mishmash of cryptocurrencies. But Cardano, I would say, is more of a perfect storm, I would say, of the technology, and I'm really proud of Cardano up until this point. The fact that they've been able to get all their stuff figured out and really lay down the framework. Most projects, I'd say, are too eager to come out into the space, and it's to their detriment, because ultimately it's all about the long game. And when we want to talk about Cardano in that same context, it's very interesting to see how the space has responded to the existence of these different things. And so this video, I think, will be pretty good information. We'll be able to talk about this as well, what the situation that's happening now with Binance, and of course at this point, I think that people are pretty much just come to the conclusion that they'll have to move to other exchanges. But of course, Ethereum developer calls the ETH bottom, leverages it on the Ethereum. This is interesting. V1, which is set to release in 2020. Ethereum's price looks like it's undergoing a dead cat bounce. The price in terms of USD is slipping down, and so this article, this quote right here is essentially the point. I'm calling the bottom. Of course, like to say market operate in fear and greed cycles. We're reaching, of course, the fear cycle, and definitely interesting perspective there, about the bottom. Currently at the time of making this video, we're all sort of watching, on the edge of our seats with Bitcoin at that crucial $10,133 level, of course. And it is interesting to see. We in the past few minutes, we saw Bitcoin sort of come and take it away. It was also recently just bouncing around at that 9,000 and 10,000. We're not totally out of the woods yet, but of course at this time, and we are looking at Bitcoin dominance at 65.1%, which is pretty incredible when you consider how far we've come. And now it's interesting to see. I do have strong confidence in as far as what we can expect to see with the Cardano Foundation, and essentially where we're going to be witnessing the project moving forward. Very excited for the Shelley testnet. It's been very interesting to watch as these things have been developing, slowly but surely. But of course, all great things do take time. Rome wasn't built in a day. So each week, this roll up is where we'll share a high quality summary of key achievements that have been going on. So right here is interesting. The support updates in total during the testnet. There've been 27 tickets, and were the important bugs which have been fixed. 8 were documentation improvements, and the rest were questions. And it is interesting to see how Cardano has been functioning. And another interesting piece of information that I was also recently speaking about is of course Charles, the founder of Cardano, put out, this PDF, which is of course interesting. If you guys haven't had time to go and read this, the Ouroboros Chronos permissionless clock synchronization via proof of stake. This is pretty interesting, and of course, definitely relevant to what we've been talking about. And I mean, if you guys have time, make sure that you go and read through this. Now, of course, remember this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. I'd always recommend that you guys go and do your own research onto these things. But I'm going to read a little bit of it for you here today, respectively for this video. Ouroboros Chronos is a ledger protocol and a main protocol, and of course, interesting to see this right here. When we want to talk about the future of cryptocurrency being molded right in front of our eyes, I'd say look no further than the different proactive steps that Cardano has been really making in the space that are pretty interesting. Of course, the overall theme, I would say, the running theme that we've been seeing in the cryptocurrency space is people having problems with the structure of the I would say ultimately what we're looking at here is right now Bitcoin is sort of viewed as a store of value, and of course more or less you don't necessarily see people going to the supermarket or buying a cup of coffee using some Satoshi for the most part. And I'd say that subject to change, of course, with all these different things coming into place. We could be seeing cryptos that have that sort of marketability aspect of it, the capability of being used by the average Joe, which is sort of a huge hurdle that needs to be jumped in regards to the cryptocurrency space. For anybody who's viewing this space as anything more than just a capacity to make money. And I saw one of these interesting comments with somebody who was basically saying that right now, people view Bitcoin as a mode of capability to go from, into crypto and then out and, basically go take some USD, with them for their trouble, which is also kind of an interesting perspective. But, top performers, we got Lisk, Japanese, continental token, which I've found pretty interesting. I was doing some research on that. Probably be a video that'll come out in the near future where we'll discuss what I would term to be the cryptocurrency arms race, which is something that is definitely interesting, as we've been seeing a lot of these different political entities taking more of an interest in the crypto space at large. It is interesting to see how that sort of aspect is starting to build up, and I suppose we'll see where that leads us, as far as the greater cryptocurrency space is concerned. But in that same mention, I would say that something like Cardano has the potential to really leverage the global community and essentially benefit on top of the platform that's already been established for us. And when we move into the age of the next generation of cryptocurrencies altogether, the age where more of these institutions and so forth. I know it's sort of an ugly word, but at the same time, it's all par for the course, as far as seeing how a lot of these different aspects of, when we want to talk about the Facebook coin, Libra and stuff like that, it gives me a bad taste in my mouth. But at the same time, now I am interested. Cardano won't be the next Bitcoin. It will be everything that Bitcoin tries to be but couldn't. I think that sort of sums up the overall sentiment of what we're trying to convey. But I'm very interested in building up a portfolio with a diverse range of cryptocurrency. So it's not limited to Cardano, but at the same time, I am interested in seeing, Cardano is a $1 billion distributed ledger built to store Charles Hoskins' selfies. Yeah, that's a funny little tweet right there. give that a like. But yeah, of course, if you guys are interested in connecting with us, if you found this video informative or informative in any way, you can connect with us at our Twitter. That's at CryptoTuber. Always interested in hearing what you guys have to say. But all that being said, I think that we've covered some pretty interesting topics. Put forward my perspective on the market as it currently stands, which is something that I always like to do. But all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this content. And like I said, I'm not your dad. Do your own research. It's not financial advice or anything like that, of course. But all that being said, I hope you guys have a nice day. Have a good one. Make sure you subscribe also and comment and upvote, whatever, all that YouTube stuff. But yeah, peace out.